Good morning everybody, and this is your DAX setups for today. So I actually just want to start on the weekly here, because have a look at this. We've had, this is towards the end of last year, we had these weekly rejections up here. Then we sort of came back. You had a range bar last week. So you'd be wise to just get your levels in. And if I come to the daily, that does look like a bit of a double top. Okay, you can see double top consolidation of the oscillators, a grouping, and we're starting to look like we're rolling over there. This upper end here at 17,031 has been tested. Sorry, that's not exact. Let's just get it exact. So it is 17,024, which is this fractal here, and we've also got another little fractal. Might as well just put it in on the weekly, and that is at 16,985. So 1700 is definitely not. We're not breaking through that. It's been respected fairly strongly. Inside bar, inside bar. That is a double top setup. Neckline is down at the bottom of that weekly range bar, which is at 16,796. Look left, there's a lot of structure here as well. So just with that bigger picture in your mind, if you look at the 8 hour, you're going to see a trend line. Just draw your line along the bottom here. You see a trend line, you see a trend line break, you see a trend line break retest, and then a rejection. We do have a little bit of well, that's actually quite steep diversions, but what I mean by little is if you look at the high of this 17,024 there, it's on this bar. If we let's take it off the fractal maybe. So that's 17,027, and then this one is 17,031. So very, very slight higher high, but look at my oscillators here. That's a very steep lower high. Okay, so I doubt we're going to break through this 1700 level at all right now. I think you're probably setting up for a move back to the downside, but it's going to be difficult. If you look at the neckline of this double top, which is 16,796, just look left, look at all the potential support here. This is a strong zone of support. And even if that fails, you probably see there's another range bar here. You're probably aiming for 16,653. Okay, so difficult one to look for long-term gains here. I think as we drill down through the time frames, you're going to see how difficult that actually is. So there's our range bar of last week. So it's big up, big down, big up, big down. And let's just put this level in where we are at the moment, because there is some structure here, as you can see. And we'll get to those levels on the lower time frames. Let's just see what other structure we have here. A little bit of a grouping here on the 3 hour as well, but that's getting us in between the fast and slow moving averages right now. So if we get down to the hour, while you hit the like button, we should see breakouts, and there they are. So first things first, we were sideways pretty much most of the time. Then this is all dollar based. The dollar was on a tear on Friday, and there is a war brewing in the Middle East, so obviously that is going to impact the dollar as well. And it depends what level it escalates, because that's going to impact oil, it's going to impact a lot of things. And then we also have all the elections this year. So anyway, let's have a look here. Look at this attempt to defend the 150 EMA here. 4 tails there, gentle breakouts, rejection of the moving averages, and then a clear of the moving averages on the hour. So this to me is just setting up for an opportunity to be short. And key levels here, I'm just going to put them in on the hour. and then we'll get to those key levels on the 15 minute. So you can see what I'm doing. There's a lot of structure here. And there's a bit of a, yes, that's a proper range bar. That just shows complete confusion. And if I look left, I should probably add that level end there. I'm just picking it up off this big rejection pin bar here. Not quite a pin bar, as a tail below it, but anyway, it's a massive rejection tail there. Okay, so let's just get down to lower time frames and we can start looking at what structure there is for us. So first things first, we did break through the moving averages on Friday. We attempted to come back and then basically hovered around here before closing down at 16,926. So we gapped up. We've already rejected the first level, which is 16,952. I would be paying attention to 16,592, 16,935, 16,926, 16,952. That is the most logical one, but it has been tested this morning already, so take it with a pinch of salt. May not happen, but you definitely don't want to be jumping in short at the moment, because you do have a fairly decent level of support at 16,869. So if you just zoom out, you can see any one of these tails here would offer support. So your support zone is quite large. It's between 16,869 and 16,796. So that's definitely areas I'd be taking profit on. On the 15 minute, you can actually add 3 more levels. And the minute you have to add so many levels in, this just gives you an indication of how sideways we actually are. Okay, so this little zone we've broken through, 16,897, 16,900 and 16,909. So the cash market would have closed somewhere in this zone. It's 5, it's 6, 4, okay, yeah. So it's 2 hours ahead of my chart time. So cash market would have closed in this zone here. So logic for me is quite simple. At the moment we've gapped below the cash market, so the cash market is gapped slightly lower. I think you're probably looking at 16,900, 16,926, 16,935. So long as you're below the 150 EMA and you have a rejection in the zone, I would definitely be looking for another move down to at least 16,869, and then if you get through that, then definitely something down to 16,796 or 16,800 would probably be the safer bet. Okay, that's kind of my view at the moment. Be very careful. If I just zoom out here, that should scare you. Well, let's go even higher. So many levels on all time frames. That is a strong zone of what could be support as well. So don't get too carried away that you think you're getting a breakout here. It is setting up for something, a bigger move to the downside, but you've got to get through the final level here at 16,796 before you can even start considering it. And once you're through there, you're still going to have a hard time because there's so much structure to the left here. Look at this. Okay, so yeah, lower time frames, and take your profit when you see it. Don't just jump in and try and hold. I think long-term strategies, you should be waiting for a much deeper pullback. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.